You are live on YouTube. Happy Monday to you. Sorry for the delay in getting this out there, but was a little tied up with doctor visits, etc. this morning. So got done with patients. No, I'm not quite done. I have one more to go. Going to be talking to a young lady in Washington, D.C. here soon. So if you have any kind of issues, whatever, that needs assistance, by all means, give us a call, set up your time, wherever you're listening to this, wherever you're seeing this, or if somebody shared it with you. 678-228-8900. Now, we're going to try to answer the question, which has been a question for all time. Does sugar make kids hyper? Does sugar make kids hyper? I mean, as a parent, we all witnessed it. Now, we're coming up on Halloween, and I'm sure this year Halloween's going to be a lot different than any other Halloween. So we're really not going to have an overabundance of kids getting candy. I was at the store today, and I saw that their shelves are still packed, and typically this time of year, they're empty. So this is a peer-reviewed paper from the University of Colorado that wanted to try to answer that question for you, dear parent, or for you, maybe adult with ADD, or maybe one of you who may have a bipolar disorder. That'd be you. In other words, does sugar contribute to any kind of aggressive behaviors or ADD, or could it even contribute to bipolar syndrome? New research suggests that conditions such as attention deficit hyperactivity syndrome, bipolar disorder, and even aggressive behaviors may be linked with sugar intake. And listen, it may have an evolutionary basis, even though I'm not a big fan of that, but they threw it in there. The research out today, this was 10 days ago, from the University of Colorado Medical Campus, published in the Journal of Human Behavior, presents a hypothesis supporting a role for fructose, the component of sugar, and high fructose corn syrup, and uric acid, a fructose metabolite, in increasing the risks of these behavioral disorders. We present evidence that fructose, by lowering energy in cells, triggers a foraging response similar to what occurs in starvation. So, put that into English. We consume glucose, fuel for our body. The body has to digest it, assimilate it, put it out into the circulatory system, and then have it transported via insulin into every cell in your body. This is saying fructose, by lowering energy in the cells. In other words, there seems to be some sort of a blockade mechanism with fructose when in too high of a dose that triggers a foraging response that actually causes the body to dissipate and make less energy in an attempt to downregulate. In other words, if a car is running out of gas, could you lower the idle so that you use less and you can go further? This was done by lead author Richard Johnson, professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine. Johnson outlines research that shows that a foraging response stimulates risk-taking, impulsivity, novelty-seeking, rapid decision-making, and aggressiveness to aid in the securing of food. So your body is saying, hey, I'm out of juice here, baby. I need food. It's a survival mechanism. Overactivation of this process from excess sugar intake may cause impulsive behaviors that range from ADD to bipolar disorder and even aggression. While the fructose pathway was meant to aid in survival, fructose intake has skyrocketed during the last century and may be in overdrive due to the high amount of sugars that are in the current Western diet, Johnson added. The paper looks at how excessive intake of fructose present in refined sugars, we're not talking grapes, refined, man-made, man-adjusted. These have skyrocketed during the last century and may be in overdrive due to the high amount of sugar that are currently there. They're saying it has a contributory role in the pathogenesis or the beginning stages of behavioral disorder that are associated with obesity in the Western diet. Which came first, chicken or the egg? Did bipolar come first, or was that as a result of being overweight and obese? Johnson noted, we do not blame aggressive behavior on sugar, but rather note that it may be one contributor. Heaven forbid, Dr. Johnson, that you had the sugar industry come after you. Johnson recommends further studies to investigate the role of sugar and uric acid. Now, again, yours truly has had a history of high uric acid, which is why I have to avoid red meat, why I have to avoid crustaceans like shrimp and lobster. They cause uric acid to go up. And they're saying now there's new inhibitors of fructose metabolism on the horizon. There's some new drugs coming. The identification of fructose as a risk factor does not negate the importance of genetic, familial, physical, emotional, environmental factors that shape mental health. University of Colorado, Ann Schultz Medical Campus. Could it happen? You better believe it could. Now, I'm going to follow this with one that says, the endocannabinoid system, the secret to addressing mood, sleep, and stress-related health concerns. This is, again, one of the reasons that I have become a big believer in all of these: ADD, bipolar, aggressive behaviors, hyperactivity syndrome, and the use of the right forms of CBD. Because CBD, the non-hallucinogenic form, affects the endocannabinoid system. In light of unprecedented global pandemic, it seems only plausible that the focus within the natural ingredients market is on immunity. However, concerns that were evident prior to the pandemic have taken on a new life. The mood and relaxation supplement category was increasing, it says. Similarly, data from the business journals demonstrate that the sleep category has been outpacing the supplement market by almost 12%. Beyond the supplement market as a whole. In addition, there's been a steady increase in the demand for stress-relieving products, almost a 50% worldwide demand. Our prep called Calm Day, knock your socks off, does an amazing job there. What's clear is that consumers have developed a keen awareness of their needs related to mood, sleep, and stress. As consumers now face concerns over loss of employment, housing, lack of social connection, and general health and wellness, as a result of the pandemic, this awareness is driven to an all-new level. In light of this information, it makes sense that both consumers and manufacturers have turned their attention to finding out how to modulate the impact of mood, sleep, and stress. Now, in the 1990s, scientists discovered endocannabinoids, the natural cannabis-like molecules produced on demand by what, a plant? No, by our own human body. These endocannabinoids are neurotransmitters produced within the endocannabinoid system. Exploration of the system has demonstrated it has complex actions in virtually all of the body's organs, your immune system, and its nervous system. The endocannabinoid system helps to balance and maintain many physiological systems such as memory, pain, mood, appetite, sleep, immune function, and more. The goal of the endocannabinoid system is to help the body maintain homeostasis. The endocannabinoid system consists of the endogenous cannabinoids, cannabinoid receptors, and the enzymes that synthesize and degrade endocannabinoids. These cannabinoid receptors are found in our skin, immune cells, bones, fat tissue, kidneys, GI tract, liver, and various other locations through your body. Two receptors called CB1 and CB2 mediate many of the effects of the cannabinoids within the central nervous system. So, the one in particular that is mentioned in here is dopamine, the pleasure hormone. So, I'm going to go more into this, but this is a really long article and it talks about phenylethylamine, and I'm going to save this for another show, but just so you know, that there is a lot of work now being done that says the endocannabinoid system and its effects. And personally, I like our prep called Calm Day, and another one called CBD. The gummies in particular are phenomenal. Now, I'm going to finish up this little blurb on sugar by saying what was in the news today. Near universal masking in public areas could save over 100,000 U.S. lives by February of 21, according to a modeling study in Nature Medicine. So again, the push is on again to make it mandatory. Over 40% of university students living in France during the country's COVID quarantine reported at least one negative mental health outcome, according to JAMA Network Open Study. Nearly 70,000 students completed a mental health questionnaire. Some 11% reported suicidal thoughts, 22% severe distress, 25% stress, 16% depression, 28% anxiety. Female being a foreign student or living in areas with the highest infection rates were independently associated with negative mental health outcomes. AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson have resumed their U.S.-based SARS coronavirus vaccine trials after stating that serious side effects in 3 participants did not seem to be related to the vaccine at all, reports the New York Times. That's what's in the news today, for what it's worth. Now, quick reminder, 678-228-8900 to reach us at the office, 678-228-8900. And the website is thenutritionshop.net. Thank you for listening. Please share this with others. God bless you. Have a great, healthy day. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.